Detroit Trojans vs. South Alabama Jaguars. The Trojans have lost 3 of their last 5 games, but they have played well at home where they have won 8 of their last 11 games. They have played well offensively at home, scoring more than 75 points per game while making 48% of their shots. They have also taken advantage of their opportunities at the charity stripe, making over 73% of their free throws at home. They do a good job finding the open man and they're very aggressive on the offensive glass, which will lead to more scoring chances. They also cut back on their turnovers in recent games and won't give the Jaguars a lot of easy scoring opportunities. The Jaguars usually play well defensively, but they've struggled on the road, where they are giving up more than 70 points per game, so expect them to have a hard time slowing down the Trojans in this game. The Jaguars have won 3 straight games, but they've struggled on the road where they have lost 6 of their last 9 games. They don't play well offensively on the road, scoring less than 70 points per game. They've also struggled at the free throw line and are making less than 70% of their free throws on the road. They don't rebound the ball as well as the Trojans and won't get a lot of extra scoring opportunities against them. Even though they do a good job protecting the ball, they are facing a team that is averaging more than 7 steals per game at home, so expect the Trojans to get a lot of easy scoring opportunities against them. The Trojans have done a good job defensively and they're holding opponents under 70 points per game at home, so expect them to keep South Alabama's offense in check. Go with Troy to cover the spread. Southern Miss Golden Eagles vs. Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns. These teams are showing a difference here when diving into their assist-to-turnover ratio, as Louisiana is 64th in college basketball with a 1.203 ratio, while Southern Mississippi is 48th with a 1.273 ratio this season. Looking at the adjusted defensive rating provided by Ken Palm, there is a massive difference between these ball clubs, as the Ragin' Cajuns are 182nd in the sport with a 105.5 rating, while the Golden Eagles are 92nd in the nation with a 100.9 rating thus far. The favorite has covered in 4 of the previous 5 games against one another, so go with the Golden Eagles to cover the spread at home here. Oregon State Beavers vs. UCLA Bruins. The Bruins are back on the winning path and this one expects to be an easy win for UCLA. Going on the road won't be an issue for UCLA, where they have a winning record on the season, while they match up perfectly against the Beavers. UCLA has one of the best defenses in the country, and with Oregon State having one of the worst offenses, the Bruins will be able to exploit that mismatch. With a handful of experienced scorers as well, UCLA will be able to expand on their lead as the game goes on, while Oregon State will be blown out by halftime. Additionally, according to Covers.com, UCLA is 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games following a straight-up win, while the road team is 5-0-1 ATS in the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams. Our team pick is UCLA minus 15 points. Gonzaga Bulldogs vs. San Francisco Dons. As we enter the home stretch of the regular season, teams have a long body of work to show us who they are, and the Zags are an appealing name that is always favored and bad at covering the spread. The Zags are just 7-15-1 ATS this season and back further only 6-14-3 ATS in their last 23 home games. The Dons will get under for games, and they are 7-3 in their last 10 games against a team with a winning record. The Zags only won the first meeting by 2 points, and I see this game being more competitive than a 13-point margin. Our team pick is San Francisco plus 13.5 points. UTEP Miners vs. Charlotte 49ers. Both of these teams are struggling, but one thing that UTEP has done well this season is defend its home court. The Miners are 10-3 at home this season, while Charlotte comes in at just 3-6. UTEP's only road win on the season came at Charlotte, 60-58. Both teams shot the ball well, but the Miners shot the ball well from 3-point range against a Charlotte team that has been subpar defending the perimeter. UTEP is a significantly better rebounding team and have the type of perimeter defense that can bother Charlotte's quality 3-point shooting. Expect another tightly played game, but for the Miners to come out on top, take UTEP. UC Riverside Highlanders vs. UC Davis Aggies. The Aggies are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 road games, and the Highlanders are 1-4 ATS in their last 5 home games. The Highlanders are also 1-4 ATS in their last 5 home games versus a team with a losing road record, and 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games overall. Our team pick is Aggies plus 2 points. Portland Pilots vs. Pacific Tigers. The loss by Portland to Pepperdine was tough to swallow, not only for how it ended, but it was also to a team that had been winless in the conference. That was Pepperdine's first win. Portland has owned Pacific in recent years, but I see this as a golden opportunity to get a win, or at least cover, against Portland. The Pilots may still be feeling the after effects of that heartbreaking defeat. Meanwhile, Pacific played fairly well against the favored BYU Cougars and were done in by turnovers. BYU has a great defense and Portland not so much. This spread seems way too large to me. Take Pacific getting the points. Our team pick is Pacific plus 6 points. UC Irvine Anteaters vs Cal Poly Mustangs. The Mustangs have gone 5-6 against the number during their losing streak. I don't think they have enough firepower to keep it close against the Anteaters, who must be fired up to get back on the right track after that tough loss against Long Beach State. The Mustangs are struggling to score and the Anteaters are a very good defensive team. UC Irvine is 12-5-1 ATS in its last 18 meetings with Cal Poly. The Anteaters have covered the spread in 2 straight outings at home and 6 of their last 10 games overall. On the other side, the Mustangs are 1-4 ATS in their last 5 contests played on Thursday. UC Irvine Anteaters minus 13 points. Pepperdine Waves vs BYU Cougars. The first matchup between the two this season saw the Cougars come away with a 10-point win, even despite playing one of their worst games of the season. Now that they have their eyes on the rematch and with their front court playing their best this season, there's no doubt that they'll coast to another double-digit win. BYU has the size to generate second-chance opportunities, especially as Pepperdine struggles on the defensive glass, which will make a huge difference on Thursday. Beyond that, while Pepperdine's offense is one of the best in the conference, they will be stifled against an experienced BYU side. Additionally, according to Covers.com, Pepperdine is 1-5 ATS in their last 6 home games, are 0-4 ATS in their last 4 games following a straight-up win, and are 1-9 ATS in their last 10 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600. Our team pick is BYU minus 7.5 points. Santa Clara Broncos vs San Diego Toreros. This is the first of 2 meetings between Santa Clara and San Diego. Santa Clara is coming off the team's toughest stretch of the season and now will look to put together wins to get to 20 wins on the season with a closing schedule that is more manageable. Expect the Broncos to use their dominance on the glass to dictate pace of play and create transition baskets. Both teams are below average shooting teams from the perimeter, but the Broncos are the better defense overall, which should slow down the high-scoring Toreros. Our team pick is minus 9.5 points. Stanford Cardinal vs Arizona State Sun Devils. The Sun Devils are 0-7 ATS in their last 7 games overall, which is why I'm picking them to cover on Thursday. They're due for a win against a Stanford team that's been especially hot lately, 5-1 SU in its past 6 games. ASU played well enough to beat Oregon in its last game. It just committed too many turnovers and fouls. If it can clean that up, it should beat a Cardinal squad that's not much more efficient than the Sun Devils on the offensive end. The Sun Devils are also 39th in defensive efficiency, which should keep them in the game on the road. Our team pick is Sun Devils plus 1.5 points. Stanford Cardinal vs Arizona State Sun Devils. The Sun Devils are 0-7 ATS in their last 7 games overall, which is why I'm picking them to cover on Thursday. They're due for a win against a Stanford team that's been especially hot lately, 5-1 SU in its past 6 games. ASU played well enough to beat Oregon in its last game. It just committed too many turnovers and fouls. If it can clean that up, it should beat a Cardinal squad that's not much more efficient than the Sun Devils on the offensive end. The Sun Devils are also 39th in defensive efficiency, which should keep them in the game on the road. Our team pick is Sun Devils plus 1.5 points. Long Beach State Beach vs UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. This has all the makings of a great showdown, as this contest pits 2 of the hottest teams in the conference. Both teams shoot the ball well, but Long Beach State has done a better job of defending shots by opponents, 53rd overall at 41.0%, and is keeping Big West Conference opponents at 41.2%. UCSB has been nearly as good, as conference foes are hitting 42.0%, so it is going to be a challenge for both teams to score. The home team has dominated this series over the last 2 years, and it is likely that Long Beach State will benefit from having this game at home. They are riding a 6-game winning streak and have won their last 4 games at home. Make it 5. Our team pick is the Long Beach State Beach. Southern California, USC versus Oregon. Give me USC here. The Trojans are red hot as they have won 4 in a row and 6 of their past 7, with the only loss in that span coming on the road against an elite Arizona squad. What's most impressive is that they've been able to win in a variety of ways, like when they beat Washington their last time out despite being out ice cold from beyond the arc because they stepped it up on defense. USC just smacked down a top 10 UCLA team by 13 a few games ago, while Oregon only has 2 wins all season against teams ranked inside the KenPom top 50. Oregon is shooting just 31.2% from downtown, and their point guard Will Richardson has been turning the ball over like crazy recently. Our team pick is USC spread. California Golden Bears versus Arizona Wildcats. The Golden Bears are playing at home in this game, but against a supercharged defense from Arizona that will not matter. The Wildcats should be able to dominate in this game here as the Golden Bears defense is going to struggle in the game, but to make matters even worse, the Wildcats defense will keep anything the Golden Bears try to do in check the entire game. Final score prediction: Arizona Wildcats win.